Hi, I'm CF3 Loyal, staying at home every other Saturday, bringing you the quintessential Rangers vlog, continuing our review of next season's squad as I focus on fullbacks in this episode. We're going to start with a strong statement. Rangers have the two best fullbacks in Scottish football. There, I've said it. At right back, we have our captain, James Tavernier. But for this, we're going to separate Tav the right back and Tav the captain. As a right back, Tav has made nearly 250 competitive appearances for the club since he was signed by Mark Warburton ahead of the 2015-2016 campaign. He scored 46 goals, 74 assists, and is the second highest assist leader in the league this season from right back. And let's bust the myth that James Tavernier can't defend. Rangers and Celtic share the fewest goals conceded in the league this season, with 19. Yes, James Tavernier has made one or two crucial mistakes, but he has recovered from them, and we've got to praise his mental strength for doing so. At £225,000, James Tavernier should go down as one of the best pieces of business that this club has made in the transfer market in recent history. James Tavernier, the captain. Now, I was fortunate enough to attend a Q&A in March 2019 with Steven Gerrard and Mark Allen, where a fellow supporter asked the question, why did the manager make James Tavernier captain? Now, Steven Gerrard responded in his typically honest and calculated fashion. He said that Tav was recommended to him by his existing coaching staff because he was respected by his teammates, he led by example, and he was a consummate professional. He never missed a day's training session, he always made himself available for games, which Steven Gerrard described as being rare in today's football. Gerrard said there's two types of captains in reference John Terry and David Beckham. There's the vocal leader who will command throughout the game, and the other who will lead by example. James Tavernier is the latter. Now, we've been blessed with some fantastic captains, as we've probably reminded ourselves as we've watched Richard Gough and Barry Ferguson tonight. But when you look at the squad, there's perhaps only Alan McGregor capable of commanding the team the way that they did. We have plenty of experience in cam heads, such as Stephen Davis and Jermaine Defoe. But something that Steven Gerrard said is that you don't have to wear the armband to lead. James Tavernier is not the problem. The lack of a Richard Gough or Barry Ferguson is. And that's what the manager needs to rectify. Now, as there was in January, there's speculation again of James Tavernier leaving the club, with West Bromwich Albion rumoured to be looking at him for £3 million. Now, if James Tavernier does leave the club, there is a potential rumoured replacement there, who is Nathaniel Clyne. Last night I spoke about easy rumours to make because they're linked with Liverpool, and Nathaniel Clyne is no different. He's out of contract and he'll be on big wages. But if Tav did leave, it would be for at least double and the rest of the £3 million quoted, and Nathaniel Clyne, an ex-England internationalist coming in on a free, would be good business. As backup to our number one right back, after the departures of John Flanagan and Andy Halliday, we still have plenty of options across fullbacks. We have three main contenders for right back, and I firmly believe that no matter what happens, our backup right back will be one of these three. They are Matt Polster, who came into the team when Tavernier was injured and Flanagan looked a little bit lost, and he didn't let us down. There's Nathan Patterson, who got his debut against Stranraer and he was hugely impressive, but he's only 18. And there's Ross McCrorie. Now, 12 months ago I would never have classed Ross McCrorie as a right back, but that's where he played for Portsmouth when he was loaned last season. Ross McCrorie probably falls into the trap right now of supporter expectations. We have an expectation when a youngster breaks through who's half decent, that he'll break into the first team and one day captain it. And the manager's comments about Ross McCrorie being a future captain didn't help. But if you look at Sir Alex Ferguson at Man United, he literally built a squad around the players coming through the academy, with guys like John O'Shea becoming essential cogs in the Man United machine. And if you continue with the Man United theme, I watched Class of '92 recently, and Phil Neville said that when he was growing up, he thought the fact that he never had one key position would hold him back. And it's something I get concerned about with Ross McCrorie, who spent most of his time in the development squad as a centre-back and has played centre-mid under Steven Gerrard. But in the end, Phil Neville said that it was his ability to play across a number of positions as a utility man which made him very important to Sir Alex Ferguson and the Man United squad. And there's another factor. When you consider the homegrown rule in Europe, Rangers had to play a number of youngsters or list a number of youngsters last year because we couldn't fill our quota. And for that reason, I think that Ross McCrorie will not only be a part of next season's squad, but I think he's going to be the backup to our number one right back. On the opposite side, we have the first choice Croatian left back, Borna Barisic. Now, Borna started a little bit slow, but we all knew there was a player in there after his performances for Osijek against us. For some players, it takes a while to settle, and for some, it takes a moment to really make your mark. And for that, it was for Borna Barisic, he arrived in the scene when he scored his free kick against St Mirren. Since then, he's kicked on and become a pivotal player for us, to the extent that Roma and other top clubs have scouted him. Now, Borna signed a new contract in January until 2024, and he thanked the fans for our support and said that we were the reason for why he signed a new contract. And Steven Gerrard went on to describe him as a rare modern day footballer, not influenced by money. So I think Borna Barisic will be our left back again next season. As backup, with the departures of Andy Halliday and John Flanagan, we're left with a youngster, James Maxwell. Now, similar to Nathan Patterson, he's young and highly rated, but I think we'll loan James Maxwell out. Now, we've just let Andy Halliday go, and Andy Halliday had his moments for the club. But under Steven Gerrard, who proclaims Andy Halliday as his unofficial captain, Andy Halliday never let us down. And when you go back to the homegrown rule, I'm a little bit surprised that Andy Halliday has left the club. Andy Halliday lived his dream, he lived my dream, and he probably lived your dream. And wherever he goes next, whether it's the MLS or otherwise, we wish him well. There are names in the frame to replace Halliday and Flanagan as backup left back, and those are Max Lowe, who impressed on loan at Aberdeen a couple of years ago, but he's not first choice at Derby, and Barry Douglas, who was pivotal in the Wolves promotion campaign from the Championship, but later sold to Leeds and replaced by a player who cost nearly £20 million. So I think we will go ahead and sign someone to be back up to Borna Barisic at left back. It's a case of waiting to see who the manager and Ross Wilson have lined up. On the 48th anniversary of our Cup Winners' Cup win in Barcelona, we are reminded of the size and proud history of our club. It's a love that inspires me to make these videos and that you share when you watch them. Even in our years of failure, we have revealed tolerance and sanity. I'm CF3 Loyal. Stay safe and stay staunch.